First Sea Lord's personal log, 10th of January, 1913. What we strived for so long ago, the blockade, is finally in effect. Germany is starved for resources, oil, steel, rubber, military shipments, all of them can't get into the country. This should expedite their surrender. I have given strict orders to my captains, however, to do careful inspections of any merchant vessel on its way into Germany. If it is found to be carrying food or humanitarian supplies, it is released and allowed to continue its journey. It's not in anyone's interest to further hurt the German population. Even though my main aim is to keep my own sailors alive, I'm not trying to make the Germans starve. It's not my aim. In fairness, it's probably a decision that's above my pay grade, but I feel very strongly on this topic, and therefore, in my position as the First Sea Lord, it's the orders I've given to my captains. Some hawks in the government have called this a weak strategy. They seek the immediate absolute destruction of Germany in any way possible. They see the German population as another resource that Germany has, a resource that should be destroyed or taken away. This is short-sighted. It's brutish. Starving out a population is something that was done in the Middle Ages. We are more civilised, surely. Instead of winning the war in the shortest time span possible, I look at a longer trajectory. What would we gain if we antagonised the population of Germany further? What if parents are forced to see their children starve? Or worse, pick which child gets to eat, and thus live as a result of a total blockade? This would create such fierce hatred in not only the current generation of Germans, but also the future generations, that the next war would be largely unavoidable. I might not be First Sea Lord anymore by then, but I still do not wish another war on my country, nor do I wish to make the responsibility of my successor. We will maintain this blockade, but we will not seize vessels that don't need seizing. I hope Germany will remember this.
Hey guys, Stealth here, and welcome to this final 8th episode of the 1910 UK campaign. We have achieved the objective as set forth a couple of episodes ago. The British Empire the British Empire blockades the German Empire. We have a lot more warship tonnage, and with that tonnage we can project a lot more power than they can, which leads us to have twice the power projection of the Germans, and as such we're blockading them. This means that the Germans are going to very, very rapidly lose economic power. They'll probably not be able to afford their fleet anymore. So I'm going to help them. I'm going to have all of my destroyers engage the Odin. Because battleships are expensive. And well, not having a battleship means you don't have to worry about the maintenance. So let's get these ships to attack again. Previously they didn't do too well when faced with a bunch of destroyers. But this time they have 2 light cruisers to come and help them out, which could make this a bit more tricky for me. There's the battleship. There's the light cruisers. I can only expect that these light cruisers are also packed with veterans, making them very dangerous to the destroyers. And also the battleship is not sticking around, she's leaving. Let's get the torpedoes away from the Sarpedon. Ah, shit, she's gone. Okay, fine. Torpedoes away. Smoke up, Acorn. Oh, wow. The Niobe caught that, but a little late. 1 hit, 2 hits. That's her down. Niobe toasts. Leaving the Sea Adler. Ren. Don't do anything stupid and increase the flank. Thank you. This is bad news for the Viceroy. We have 1 torpedo going after the Odin. It might actually connect with her too. No, not like that. She's going to turn away. Okay, I want the Walpole and the Ren to go after the Sea Adler. Because I don't need all the attention from these guys as I'm trying to move in. I haven't been replacing my destroyer fleet. I was too focused on building more battleships. Looks like early on, early game, let's say early campaign, you can still get away with attacking a bunch of battleships with a group of destroyers. Later game, it becomes a lot more difficult. Because the AI starts getting crewed by veterans, much like my own ships. But that means that your ships, your destroyers, are suddenly a lot more fragile, as their secondaries become completely lethal to your ships. Yeah, Say Adler is flooded, courtesy of the 5-inch guns. But that's just about all we're going to be doing, I think. So, I'm not sure we can get... Well, I might be able to torpedo the Odin. Just that Say Adler might detect that. No, Odin's already disengaging. Ah! This is what I mean, they're too good... Wow. They're too good at avoiding damage. They're too good at pissing off destroyers before the destroyers become a lethal threat with their torpedoes. And it's not that it's impossible. Absolutely not, you can still do it. It's just going to cost you more ships. Viceroy is disengaging while Pole can still fight. She's just reloading. Say Adler, probably not too fast. Ferret. Let's launch a spread of torpedoes against the Say Adler. Because I'm very much hesitant about the Ferret's abilities to go after the battleship. Torpedoes away. Say Adler detected. Immediately turns hard to starboard and dodges the torpedoes. That's the end of the Ferret. Shit. Alright, cruise directly at the Say Adler. Avoid the torpedo. Avoid the secondary gunfire. Come hard to starboard. Normal torps against Say Adler. Ready, ready, ready. No, not like that. She's gonna dodge. Jesus, look at that turning circle. These things are supposed to have a turning circle of 450? 400. Fine. In the words of Trinity, dodge this. Turn. Oh, fuck. With a vengeance. The veteran's fine. Okay, well, she didn't get hit by the torp. She's not strictly fine. Let's disengage. We've taken out 2 more of their ships. The Odin took some damage, but not enough to sink her, of course. The veteran did. Fuck. I'm starting to get a little too careless with my ships. I'm starting to take more risk, because otherwise the campaign would feel extremely easy. So let's get the Ren to disengage. And Odin is heading away in a northeasterly direction. That's no longer a threat. She's lost sight of the Ren, and that was the closest ship, so we should be fine. That was 2 light cruisers at the cost of 2 destroyers. So I still very much traded up. Excellent. Now sadly, in that encounter we lost 3 ships. They lost 2 light cruisers and the battleship took some damage. So I didn't quite help the Germans as much as I'd expected by sinking their battleship. But I hope the message is still clear. The last one is a battlecruiser versus battleship. It's not good. It's not good. That's not something that the battlecruiser can win. So we're going to run away from that fight. I'm going to have them fight to the end one more time. Oh, we got the 2-inch Mark III guns. Nice upgrade. What you got there? DDs against the battlecruiser. And transports. She's reinforcing. Nah, that'll be boring. Nope. Oh, it's the Odin again. Interesting. Are my battleships ready yet? Yeah, they are. Which is we have 28 crew members in the pool. That's not enough to fund, or rather crew, a bunch of battleships. Anyway, our power projection should now be even greater, with 9 battleships active. Oh, you know what? I can just... Yeah, I can get rid of a couple of the pretty terrible heavy cruisers. What was that? The Aurora class? No, the Argyle class. Those were the terrible ones. So we're going to scrap that. I'm going to scrap that, that, and that. And those ships gone should mean that I can now crew the other battleships. So we're going to set the crew. We're going to set the crew. And you're not going to be in being. You're going to be in sea control. Sea control. Sea control. Where are my ships at, by the way? Because a whole bunch of them are in Barry. That's fine. That's not too far away. Plymouth, Portsmouth. Wow. A lot of guys in Gosrith. That's all the way here. Oh, that's a pretty decent base, I suppose. Where's the rest? Scapa Flow is popular this time of year. Is that where the guys go to repair? Look at that. Okay. And what else? Sunderland. Sunderland. Why are you guys all in Sunderland? Well, it's not a bad port. From here, we can pretty much strike anywhere we want in Germany. Reinforced longitudinal hull. Dreadnought 3 hull available. Nice. Okay. Nice. We get the Collingwood and the Resolution, Orlando, Venus, and Whip. Against Baden and Odin, Stier, Bremse, Gefjon, and Leipzig. Let's get rid of 2 more German battleships. Enemy warships spotted east. The Resolution and Collingwood are a new class of battleships, so it's nice to see these guys fight. They get a couple of main 13s and a couple of wing 11s, backed up by a single 6-incher, a whole bunch of 3s, and hopefully the 3s can burn down a cruiser. Otherwise I'm going to have to make use of my main ammo, or my main armament, which I don't really want to waste on a cruiser. This is also our new class of heavy cruiser. This heavy class of cruiser, or sorry, class of... No, sorry. No, it's the older one. I was hoping to see the newer ones. Venus, get a move on. I was really hoping to see the newer ones. Oh well. Let's head east. Whip, that's your task. Scout that out. Northeast. Scout that out and see what the enemy is up to. 2 German battleships. Up for sinking. Marked for death. Actually, let's have you follow the battleship. I wonder if this means that the Venus is going to make room for the Orlando in the formation. Oh, there we go. Hello. Whoa, you're close. Get out of here, Whip. We're going to target the heavy cruiser first to make scouting operations for the Whip a little easier. First hit. Uh-oh. I'm not getting hit by friendly fire yet. Heavy cruiser's finding itself in the center of attention from all sorts of big guns, such as the 13s and the Wing 11. It's the heavy cruiser Stier. Well, shouldn't be an issue for very long. You can disengage there, Whip. At least for the time being. There is very much the risk of getting torpedoed by this ship. Both battleships, high explosive. We can overpen this easily. There it is. Rip that hull to shreds. Cause some flooding. Get rid of that heavy cruiser. Because it is carrying torpedoes and I'm very much trying to keep these ships afloat. Torpedoes don't help with that. There's the Baden. The ship could burn up before it floods. That's not a battle cruiser. So light cruiser at best. Dead you are. Next target. Oh, immediately an 11-inch finds the target. Baden chance to pen. Not that good, is it? 18%. Good. Not that good at all for you. Bremse. We're going to turn into the Bremse before she launches torpedoes against the Resolution. Like that. She just launched. There is one torp. Yep, that ought to do her in. Those things aren't exactly survivable. Target the Geffian. It's another torpedo risk. Wow. The Orlando and the Venus are being targeted by the battleships. That's just rude. Although... no, it's not that bad. I'm doing the exact same thing. We're both trying to get each other's escort ships before we're going after the battleships. Because I'm not targeting them with my battleships, and they're not targeting me with their battleships. Interesting. Collingwood. Yeah, that light cruiser's gonna have a problem. Venus launched torpedoes against the Baden. That could be interesting. Whip's coming back in. Oh, shit. Resolution's gonna eat a torpedo there. There's not a whole lot that I can do about that. Yeah, there it is. Torpedo blister was anti-torp 2. Good enough. Leipzig is being punished heavily for her aggression. She's almost burning up entirely. But I think the flooding will get her before that. Yep, that's her done. Jeez, these ships are easy. The Germans used to put up a fight at the start of the war, and now look at them. Looks like the Baden was not quite in a position to dodge the torpedoes and took 3. Okay, we're going to finish that off first then. Auto-selector. I'm really hoping for some more interesting fights, but I'm just not getting them. Oof. Sorry, Odin, you kind of got in the way there, buddy. These 13-inchers are deadly. 13-inch doing 4,200 damage. It's not strictly a good comparison, because this ship did do a lot of high explosive damage. That was close. Did do a lot of high explosive damage against cruisers. So in that sense, it's not really a fair comparison. But still. Wow. You really got messed up, didn't you? I should have had these ships right from the start. Resolution and Collingwood are fantastic. Can we pen that? Yeah, we can. Main tower destroyed, main guns are getting destroyed, the ship is on fire, the ship is exploding. And the battleship torps a destroyer. Okay, another main gun destroyed, ship down. Next, Odin. Seriously, I'm really not that good at this game, it's just that the AI is pretty terrible at it. To such an extent that... well... they're not putting up that much of a fight anymore. Oh, well, I say that and I get torped again. Of course. I keep forgetting that their battleships have torpedoes. Boink on the Resolution, but it's fine. Resolution can take it. Okay then. 7,800 victory points versus 32. That's what it's come to. The German Navy is down to 24 ships. We outnumber them 3-1. The Germans' head of Admiralty's leader, Henning von Holzendorf, is suddenly replaced by Hugo von Pohl. His recent failures and overall poor management must have been the cause. And they are now asking for a peace treaty again. Yes, I will agree. And I would very much take off the rest of your German navy. What? I thought that... What the hell? I thought that we won this war. Why am I still trying to kill a heavy cruiser? Do we have a rogue heavy cruiser on our hands? That simply didn't get the message? Because if so, that's fine. I will sink another heavy cruiser. It's just unexpected. And their heavy cruisers were pretty fast. Damage to the aft belt, damage to the main tower. Next campaign should be more interesting, I hope. But it seems that the British get such an incredibly high naval budget that it is unbalanced. It's making it too easy. Because with Germany, with the German campaigns, I was constantly trying to balance the budget. Constantly on edge. With this one, I could spend on everything that I wanted and I never ran out of money. It's like their naval budget is so much better. Oh, the Saxony is going to run away. Fine, we'll give her another chance to surrender. Everybody fall back. We'll give her another chance to surrender. I guess that the captain of the Saxony hasn't received the memo yet. And I'm in a forgiving mood. I don't strictly need to sink this ship. She can survive. The battle ended with a draw, as expected, because I disengaged. The losses are still worse for the Saxony, as she lost 13 of her crew members unnecessarily. Because, well, the war is over. It's just that I don't... Well, it seems like some of the guys haven't quite figured that out yet. Hopefully this is something else that's going to get patched in the next patch in 1.3 or 1.03. Because the war is over. It's just... Why do we keep getting battles? Germany, no! Surrender already. You did. We agreed on a peace. Why the fuck are we still fighting? Withdraw. Success. Good. Yes, I want to agree to a peace treaty. I have agreed. Thank you. Did I really click the wrong one? Anyway, I can request reparations to the tune of 339 million. So I can probably claim almost all of their ships. I wonder what happens. Of course, you're not going to get them because the campaign immediately ends once you have peace. But it's still... Well, I'm going to get a lot of their battleships. Let's select those first. Thüringen, Kaiser Wilhelm, Mecklenburg. Propose. Yeah, it doesn't work, but it's going to be an interesting campaign mechanic that I think will require quite a bit of balancing. Because if you finish a war and you suddenly inherit a whole bunch of battleships, then it's going to be difficult to keep your budget afloat. And it's going to be potentially even more difficult for the enemy to win another war against you. Because you suddenly have a lot more naval power. Anyway, that's it for this campaign. Another one will be starting soon. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you for watching the series, and I'll see you soon for another one.